A very warm welcome into the Barking Sports House. It is UKFF EFL Finals Day. It is the most exciting day of the UK season. My name is Darren Paul, and we are about to bring you action from our first semi-final. Cambridge in the white uniforms against Bristol in the red uniforms, a 2 versus 3 matchup. And it is Bristol getting us underway. Welcome to the broadcast.
Welcome everyone. My name is Alistair Seven. I'll be your co-commentator for today, as we're here with the first semi-final of National Finals Day.
As Linus Forsberg half steps out of the rink, as Cambridge just setting up from the back. Already teams making changes. We'll introduce you to the athletes as we go through the matchup. Jasper Sangen tries to send it to the corner. Alexander Hashek tries to centre. Cleared only as far as halfway. And now Bristol looking to break away themselves. But Jasper Sangen battling away the big Dutchman. And slowing things down with Ben Dawson for Cambridge. So neither side with a shot on goal. Just a reminder of how this is going to run. 3 15-minute periods, as that's been denied by Nick Yao. Tries to centre, does Elvis Sodekans, and now it's a 3-on-2 for Bristol. Fired on net, just wide. Johan Rosberg, and it's going to be Cambridge Hall.
As a strong call there from our guest referees from the Norwegian Federation, who have come over to referee the 4 matches today.
Yeah, very grateful for Daniel Nord Vorholm and Espen Schepner. That was Daniel on the call that time. And we are very grateful for our friends and colleagues over in Norway for lending us their referees once again this season. This is the 3rd season we've had our Norwegian officials, and I mean, they are such top quality. It really adds to final stage. So our first game of the day, we've got 4 in total, and that's going to be
just a free hit for now.
Just a free hit for now. Wondered if it was going to be a little bit more. Oliver Scat, the offending party. That's ripped on goal, just wide of Aaron Blauer's goal. Sent into the corner, battling away, and that's going to be picked up by Spuzeniaks. Had a fantastic season last season, Spuzeniaks, and was in fine form once again in 2024-25.
Good skills.
Driving down, save made, Flowers down low. Really tough battle in the corner.
And the rink has been broken.
Flown apart.
Well, a really fast start, a physical start from both sides, and the evidence being that the rink coming apart in the corner there, and the referee calling for a Cambridge free hit.
2 teams, no strangers to each other, obviously. And, that's a wonderful pickup. And he takes it away, does Rosberg. Battling away with Juha Kamanen. Hacek is there on the scene, but it's still Bristol Wall looking to centre. Cambridge under pressure in their own end, and that's been turned over. Oh, just off the... Oh, it's a penalty shot.
For a slash.
So, talk us through it.
Well, I believe the Cambridge defender made a stick tackle, or a slash as we call it in floorball, and as a result it denied a goal scoring opportunity, and so the referee has given a penalty shot. So if this is your first time watching a game of floorball, the way a penalty shot works is that all of the players leave the rink, and the player from the attacking team will start with the ball on the halfway line, and they must make sure that the momentum of the shot is always moving forward, so they'll dribble up from the halfway line. They can't sort of stop, and either the player or the ball must be moving forward at all times.
Arnes Lasmanis against Aaron Blauers. Lasmanis is the shooter. Had a great season this year. 6 goals. in league competition. Hush falls over the venue. Oh, he hits him with the signature move! Hits him with the Zorro!
And it's an early Zorro here at UKFF National Finals. A very nice skill, and he did well to keep it below knee height as well. It's always important in floorball. You can't play the ball above knee height, and he executed that move superbly.
Yeah, that really is. It's a special thing for Bristol. They seem to hit the Zorro with impunity. Lasmanis, Daniel Schlepe, who they don't have today, unfortunately for them. But yeah, very proficient in that. And that really causes trouble for goaltenders. As we are back underway, batting away in the Bristol zone. Apologies there, stepping in front of the shot. Squared across, it's 2-0. A fine drive down the wing from Johan Alcier. And he centered across. Who was that man with the finish?
Possibly Zach Mellon. It was such a fast move, I'm not entirely sure which number it was.
Dennis Igmanovs, it was with the goal. Apologies. Like you say, such a fast move. He was one of the players who, yes, changed numbers just before the opening face-off. 2-0, Bristol lead it.
Well, a very quick double as the ball seems to have taken a hit there.
Yeah.
So
The ball has been deflated. These two sides, they've met twice this year, and of course, they've all played each other twice. Bristol won the first encounter 4-3. They had 4 different scorers that day. Cambridge, though, they got their revenge in the second outing. A 3-1 victory. Scorers that day, again, 3 different scorers for Cambridge. Forsberg Sangen and Oscar Scat. Amongst goals for Cambridge. These two met at this stage last season as well. Cambridge taking the victory on that occasion. They would go on to lose the final in a thrilling encounter. It's Cambridge. With Hasek in the corner. Centre shoots just wide. Now they're back to halfway. That's a wonderful touch from Hasek. Breslin shot saved by Spuzenieks. Centre to Forsberg. Forsberg puts it on net, out of the rink.
Cambridge able to get back into the game there, applying a bit of pressure. That's exactly what they need after a slightly slower start, conceding those 2 goals.
Yeah, it was a quick fire double. I mean, that happens in floorball. If this is your first time, thank you for joining us on the UK Football Federation channel. 2-goal lead at this stage in the game. Nothing too much to worry about. Both sides have been in worse situations. As Dawson looking at his options up the floor. Thought about sending it, gives it instead to Dimi Kessler. That's been turned over. And again, it's 3-on-3. Bristol trying to drive down the right hand side with the scorer, Igmanovs. Out of play. Our fabulous photographer, Graham Hodges. Helping out. Does a bit of everything, does Graham. Forsberg and Kubik, the back 2 for Cambridge. Passing it around, centre of opportunity. See the officials talking to the benches. Good battle in the corner, using that physicality. Akmentons, again, he's wears 69, you can see him using that physicality against the much younger, much smaller Scat, as that's an opportunity, defended very well. Tremelin, shot blocked by Kubik, as both sides take the opportunity to make a change.
Yeah, if this is your first time watching floorball, you might notice that there are plenty of substitutions. So each team will sort of bring maybe up to 16 players in their squad.
It's Bristol taking it the other way now. You heard Cameron, shoulder contact, so definitely illegal.
But of course, you play with 5 outfield players on the court at every time, so there are plenty of opportunities to change.
So that's been dropped back, ripped on goal, great saves, Spaceniak denies Jasper Sangen. And now through on goal just for a moment, it opened up for him. A really good back checking by Brezina Sangen. Blocked by, I think that was Maximovs. Now Bristol breaking. Aaron Blowers happy to pick that up. Hatchett wanted it sent long. Don't think that pass was ever truly on.
And so here you see Ben Dawson there was holding the ball for Cambridge to allow their entire team to change off. And roughly what teams aim for is about a 90-second rotation. So every 90 seconds they'll try and sub their entire team off.
Sent into the corner. Linus Forsberg happy to pick that up. Finds Kessler. So this is a very established line for Cambridge. His time was taken, could have centred, went for the shot himself. Christian Simmons. And you may have just picked up on the mic. Elvis Hodgkins say next opportunity to change.
So the Cambridge team here lining up in a nice defensive 2-2-1 formation.
That's their customary way they like to play, as that will leave the rink. Gives Cambridge an opportunity to make changes. Bristol happy with their 5 on the floor right now. High energy, high tempo start to finals day. Maximov fires. High and wide. So this is our first game of the day. Our second semi-final will be coming up at 10:45. Great White Sharks taking on the United Cities of the Midlands as Cambridge through the middle. Gablowski's attempt, tame in the end.
That was a good opportunity though.
Pick it up.
Good opportunity for Cambridge.
Maximov hits the deck, thought he was going to get a call, nothing doing. Scat, playing a little bit of football. That is now legal. For a long time, couldn't do that somehow.
Indeed, the rules of floorball constantly evolving. Important to keep up to date with the up-to-date rules of the game on the IFF website.
That's been centred for Hatchek, using his stick-handling ability. Alcier volleys, essentially, into the corner. Cambridge looking for easy passes, looking for sensible build. That's been nearly turned over. Official having a word. Resonant, Dawson, the two bends connecting. Cambridge just slowing things down, really trying to take a little bit of steam out of Bristol. Simmons has to chase into the corner, and a whistle has blown.
The referee signalling for a push there, I think, from the Cambridge player. And so it will be a free hit taken by Patrick Sundberg for Bristol in the corner.
Sundberg finds Yao. Bristol looking to come away with it. They lead it 2-0. After that penalty shot from Las Manis. And then a quick fire. Second from Ignovs, so that's out of play. Shot that from a long way away. Though it is shot that from a good area. it's a really tricky spot from goalies. Sort of towards the wing and not too far over halfway. I don't know why, but it can be a high percentage look. And that's represented across all the floorballs. As Forsberg, the shot wide. And that stays in bounds. But really sensible play from Bristol. Okay, now they're establishing themselves in possession. Tremelin coming away with it, trying to battle through. Koblovsky gets by. Little link-up play attempt, but Nick Yao is there. Now defending to be done. What a goal! 3-0, Jan Race. You heard the bench call for the shot. He couldn't have put that any better. Blows had no chance in.
Well, it was absolutely perfect placement off the crossbar, as far away from the goalkeeper as possible. Plenty of pace on it as well, and Bristol taking a 3-0 lead here, perhaps against expectation after Cambridge finished ahead of them during the league phase. What a start for Bristol.
Against expectation, perhaps, but I mean, Cambridge come into this knowing exactly how dangerous Bristol are. They are a good team. They've won some battles with Cambridge so far this year, as that's out of play. Dennis Akmentins, the defenseman.
I would say the difference so far is that I think Bristol have really won the physical battle. In a lot of those 50-50s, they've been getting their body in the way perfectly legally, and they seem to have managed to win that physical battle, and that's made the difference so far.
Again, very long way to go in this one. Bristol, were they 4-0 down in the bronze medal match last year? Came back to win against UCM. Now, we want to talk about physical. That was a physical encounter, as just off the backhand of Hachak's stick. Dawson tried to find Sangan. A little bit wayward. Now the big man driving downfield. Coming together, nothing more, nothing less, as Dawson put under pressure. Kubik tries to spin his old teammate Alcier. He used to play for Cambridge. Puts a shot on goal. Gave his side time to make the changes they needed to make. As Sarkans driving down the left. The beast from the east, they call him. Under a little bit of pressure. Jimmy Kessler, that's blocked by Nick Yao. Sundberg kicks it up. Kamenchik centers. Rosberg shot is blocked by Kubik into the corner, and Cambridge should come away with it. They do. Oh, only as far as Nick Yao. I mean, you are not joking. They really are bringing the bodies both sides.
It's really amped up in the last couple of minutes. I feel like Cambridge have increased their physicality to match that of Bristol.
As that's been taken away by Koblovsky. Shot on goal, but I think Sundberg just got his shot through. Mateo with the shot. I think he just got his stick on it. Took a little bit of zip out of it. And Struzeniak is not going to concede like that. Bristol using as much of the rink as they can. Very patient, great pass from Sundberg, just off the mark in fact. But it's still Bristol looking for a fourth. Yow, that's been blocked by Dawson. Alcier, now it's out of play, remains Bristol, last touch was scapped.
There weren't any shout at the ref.
Maximovs fired on goal, blocked, and away Cambridge go. Not long left in the period. What a fine bit of defending. Maximovs disarming the GB under-19. Tremelin couldn't get his shot away, got the pass away though instead. It's still Bristol. All the way back with Maximovs. Fired on net, good save, Aaron Blowers. Again, 1 minute to go. When that ball travels like that from so far out, because it's so light, it can really move around in the air. Safety first approach from the Cambridge stopper.
Yeah, he did well to stay away of that with the ball so far from goal. It was a speculative effort, but a good one at that. And the save was required.
Centered by Bresner. Hatchet not able to get it on target. It's Oscar Stuppins of UCM with the save on the outside. Yao not playing games. Officials taking a look at the time. Kubik! Oh, great save! Zeniak. Another fine kick save. Drive on goal. No save, no foul. Resonant puts him in a spin cycle. He's in the corner, tries to centre, not getting through. That was Rosberg with the block. Race in the corner. Hacek drops it back to Dawson. Dawson under pressure, did well. Hacek. Sango with the shot. That is the end of the first period of play. So, at the end of 15 minutes, Cambridge, they are trailing Bristol 3-0. We'll be back in just a moment for more floorball action.
Bags, I don't know which one. It was really lagging initially because the internet's not very good, but I turned the quality all the way down. It's now not lagging. But apparently it sounded good. I didn't listen to it, it sounded great. Are you recording? No. Maybe for the next games. It doesn't matter. Hopefully that doesn't capture the recording. It doesn't get it. No, I've never tried streaming and recording at the same time.
I've asked like the Durham chat to let me know like what the quality is like.
Someone did comment and gave some helpful comments saying, can you lower the quality, put the sound on?
Is that running off the Sports Centre Wi-Fi or the 5G thing?
5G.
Okay.
See what the other games are, but we might end up having to just record the finals if the quality isn't right.
Lift on those things a little bit.
Sorry, I moved your thing.
Okay, yeah, it's okay.
There somewhere.
Yeah, lift until it's by there. No,
hold on, I moved them. Sorry, I didn't know they were. I've turned the mics off now.
ready to rock and roll? Yep. Welcome back to London. We're in the Barking Sport House. Still 3-0 to the good over Cambridge. Alistair, just talk us through what we saw in that first period.
Well, Bristol came out of the blocks very quickly. They managed to win a penalty shot within the sort of first half of that period, which was converted with the Zorro shot. And then they scored very soon after to make it 2-0. And Cambridge were very much on the back foot at that point. Bristol seemed to be winning the physical battles, and they made it 3 just before half-time. Sorry, not half-time. Of course, we play 3 periods of 15 minutes, so just before the break. And Cambridge need to have a reaction now that they're 3-0 down.
Yeah, again, I mean, sometimes 3-0 in this sport is absolutely massive and insurmountable. I have a feeling that today, in this matchup, it might not necessarily be the case, but Cambridge can't afford to ship another goal without reply. As you'll notice, the teams have swapped ends for the period during the period break. Now sat on the other benches. As that's really good pressure in the corner. As that's into the side netting of Zeniak's goal. Christian Simmons with the attempt. Yao sends it deep to the corner, a little bit too deep. And that ball's nearly trickled out into the streets of London.
Well, Cambridge will know that they have the quality to get back into this. They're, of course, runners-up last season in the English Floorball League.
As it's been turned over in the Cambridge end. Not able to do too much with it there, Kalikov. Cambridge defenders right on him. Sundberg under pressure. Able to centre. Good block by Blowers, still not clear. Still not clear. Now it is, as far as Maximos. Yeah, absolutely right. Cambridge, the runners-up last year, champions in the playoffs the season before that in another great encounter with London Sharks. Great White Sharks, should I say. That's Kubik. Gets his foot on it, out of play. Changes from Cambridge, Bristol with their same 5. Ripped on goal, wide. And the rest of the Cambridge outfielders or floor players making the switch. Tries to get a little bit cute with it. Tries to just touch it into the corner. That's been turned over. As Blowers again did well on the initial save, not able to bring it in as Kamanen bringing the body.
It's nice to see both players immediately getting up and making it clear that that was unintentional.
Well, that's what they want you to think. A little bit of the dark arts. Cameron, very experienced player, playing for Cambridge for a very long time, the Finnish defender. Forsberg. Gets it back from Dusan Kubik. He was the... I will save that thought as Tremelin centres. Terence Frosch, yow, shot comes off a body. It was a Bristol body that came off of Dennis Igunov, who to score over that second goal, that quick fire double. Kessler finds Forsberg. Forsberg dumps it in behind, into the office. Still battling away behind the goal. Didn't get all of it on that pass, and that's all the way back to Dusan Kubik. Forsberg chasing into the corner, tries to dump it off. That would have been really clever. Kessler was alive to it, but Bristol were able to cover that pass. Shot off the feet of Sarkans. Now Sarkans running outside of the ring, battling away. What a great start to finals day. Still 3-0.
Cambridge now are going to try and build something from the back. They haven't necessarily had the opportunity to sort of hold possession for very long. Bristol have been right in their face throughout this game.
So shot attempt there from Kablowski. Out of play. Bodies hit the deck. Has been turned over. Drive, centering pass, only as far as Kablowski. It's Teo, not able to get the shot away. Rosberg looking to go the other way. That's been blocked by Kamenin. Kalikov, trying to centre. Strong play by, oh, that looked like a trick. And Johan Skapp, sorry, Oscar Skapp is down. Needing time, needing space. A heavy landing for the youngsters from Cambridge. The officials going to talk things over, and that's going to be a penalty.
The penalty for the high stick.
Because your stick is too high.
My stick was high. Okay. High sticking. I think that's 2 minutes. 2 minutes for high sticking. Oh, there we go. We're getting the official signal now.
Well, this is a real opportunity for Cambridge now. They've needed to have a bit of momentum, and now they have the player advantage for the next 2 minutes.
They do. And this, I mean, this is what really got Bristol back into their bronze medal match last year against UCM. UCM could not stop being penalised. However, Cambridge, for the time being, hopefully, are down one of their bright young stars. He's headed to Sweden at the end of the season. And attempted! And that's scored! Linus Forsberg on the assist. Jimmy Kessler. And Cambridge back in the game, back in that.
That was an absolutely classic power play goal in Floorball. Getting the very quick passing going, including the pass crucially across the courts, crossing what we call the centre line, which is the line sort of joins, well, the imaginary line that joins the two goals. So many goals in Floorball happen when you cross the ball over the centre line like that, because it forces the goalkeeper to change positions, goalkeeper sort of getting out of position, and it was very effective there. And Forsberg with the finish.
So Cambridge scored, enjoyed it for a second, and then straight away they're talking strategy, talking lines.
And of course the goal means that the penalty is over, so Bristol are now back up to a full 5 outfield players.
Bristol back to full strength. A very short-lived penalty. As Kessler batting away in the middle, finds Sarkans. Kamenin again, very experienced core, turned over off the stick of Sarkans. That's a good drive through the middle. Sent way out of the ring. Bristol will not mind that at all. That was a good drive from Jan Reis. 6 goals in the regular season play. Let's go along with 1 assist. to the corner. Bresina. So that's Bristol penalised. Yeah, free hit for Cambridge in the corner. Hatchet. To the top. Sanger not able to keep it on his stick. Goes searching for it, looking for options ahead. Forsberg with the screen, side netting once again. Race has a runner on the wing. Kalikov centres. Dusan Kubik driving forward. As he's just taken a shot, finished the story that I started about 20 minutes ago. The hero Cambridge in overtime 2 seasons ago in their bronze medal match. Just as everybody's flagging, enter Dusan Kubik, drove the length of the floor, scored at Crystal Palace. So it's a stick tackle. So it's going to be free hit for Bristol. That's off the stick of Kalikov's. Kalikov, sorry.
It does feel like Cambridge have managed to wrestle back a bit of the momentum moves together. So it was just...
It's a bit of a, I don't want to say habit of Cambridge, because that's not quite true, but it's something that they've suffered from this at times. They go behind, they go behind early, get in a bit of a hole, and then have to dig their way out of it. The benefit, they know what to do, they know not to panic and just try and dig in. Although they didn't win in the final last year, they were down badly at one point to Great White Sharks and mounted a fantastic fight back. Too much that day, you can't give the Sharks that kind of lead. However, they know what to do in these situations, so they do turn it over, and it's Bristol now with that 2-goal advantage. Alcier just behind him, though an infraction. Paying the stick tackle from earlier.
So Bristol, after a period there without seeing the ball, managed to win a free hit, but they've lost it again. As Cambridge, once again, managing to get a bit of momentum.
Turned over. Kalikov one-on-one with Wells, tries to centre. Oh, that's great, selfless play. I did wonder if he was going to shoot, instead dropped it back for Alcier, who just elevated his shot.
Well, just as I was saying about Cambridge seeing a bit more of the ball, I nearly put the curse on it. Bristol have been very good at getting those sort of quick shots away today.
That's just wide from Rosberg, still battling, tries to go for the Michigan-esque effort there from Patrick Kamenchek. 4 points on the season, 3 goals, 1 assist from the man in 3. Side netting. Mentins. Dawson. Does it with the eyes, sends it back to Kamen. Sarkans. Juha Kamen once again. As Dimi Kessler on the switch, they find him and immediately send it down the line. Maximov's there. Out of play. Bristol ball just on this near side, the right. Centering pass. Nice idea, trying to find a body in the middle. Pay off that time. Cambridge slowing things down, looking for changes. Songbird, Forsberg. Ahead of him. Oh, that's not what Jasper Sangen's used to doing. again, Cambridge. They know they've got time, they're not panicking. Bristol know they've got that advantage. They're also happy to play the patient game. As that finds its way through, centering pass. Sangan, I think, just got a stick blade to it. And that's going to be Sangan. Driving through, tries to find Bresner with the pass. And that's going to be, is that high stick? Again, it is.
Rather unfortunate, as they had a good little breakaway at goal there, Bristol. They've got to be careful. Keep your stick below waist height, and when playing the ball, below knee height.
Yeah, it's the second time he's been called for that, obviously. Got the 2 minutes for the high sticking on Scat, as that's been tapped away well by Tremelin. Exactly what you've just described, really. Managed to keep it below knee height.
After all, this is the sport of floorball, and the ball is usually meant to be kept on the floor.
You explain it to people sometimes. You say, oh yeah, I play floorball. And they're like, oh, is that the one where the people lay on the floor? No, just the ball and the goals. Alcia, looking for options. Has it dispossessed by Dawson? I must confess, I forget if their time, if they crossed past whilst Alcia was still at Cambridge. Such a big part of the organisation is Ben Dawson. So that's really good bit of play there by Simpkins. Oh, that's a great touch by Sundberg, but Sarkans driving away. Cambridge only one defender back. Trying to build the pressure. Alcio. Oh! It was a penalty against Alcio.
Yeah. I think a slight hit from the stick on the leg of the Cambridge player, perhaps. Yeah, it was a bit difficult to see from here which player was actually making the foul there. There was a bit of stick tackling from either side, I think.
Hatchet. Little two-man action in the corner. Kubik. Moving around the perimeter, Cambridge. Asanga. Fouled once again. Good opportunity for Cambridge this. Forsberg. Crashes building. Still with Sanger now. Rigomo! What a save! Sprzeniaks, one of the best.
The ring, and an excellent quick shot from Sangan.
As Patrick Sundberg chests that one down. And now a foot race. Kalikov held in space by Dawson. Gets the pass through, but over there, you heard Carmen, I think, the defender on the spot, as that's out of play. Stays with Cambridge. But, boy, what a treat we're all in for today. If this is game one, we're not even barely halfway through it. 3 more, as this is dangerous. Kalikov slows it down. Maximov gets by his man. Thought about the shot, is dispossessed. Sarkant has Kessler in the middle. Can he find him? Oh, that's really tough defending. Rosberg. He's bringing the body, is Rosberg, and Elvis Sarkant is not one to back down.
Sarkans and Rosberg getting to know each other down in that far corner.
Yeah. Just a bit. Oh, it's good to see number 33 for Cambridge, Scat, back on the floor. He took that big hit earlier again from Rosberg, or with Rosberg's help, driving through the middle. Look to get the shot away, just off his stick in Alcio. Definitely did cross pass in Cambridge with the young man. Forsberg battering away. Lasmanis trying to dance his way through to the centre. Nikau blocked by Dusan Kubik. Lasmanis once again, the silky stick handling. Kubik like a wall. Big physicality. Alcio through the legs, but just wide. Well, that's a great bit of play from Bristol now. Teo, the pressure valve has Sprzeniak plucked it out of the air, and he let everybody in the venue know all about it. What a save! Down the line, Alcio dispossessed by Dawson. Dawson centres. Teo, good save once again with the feet from Sprzeniak. Tremelin whipping away at it. Sprzeniak's able to kick out there.
Well, an absolutely golden chance for Bristol down the other end a minute ago. It felt like he had so much time on the ball, he just couldn't put it home.
Centred, and Dawson's going to come away with it. Centering opportunity. Somebody from Bristol got a stick in there. I think it was Maximov's. It is all happening right now. To your point, Alistair, he did have time. We saw he had time, but it's so different and difficult when you're in the thick of it. Centered, knocked away to the corner by Brezina. You're feeling that tension building with both teams. Next goal is going to be crucial. And we've still got another period to go after this one. Cambridge 1, Bristol 3 is the score. Oh, turned in. Sangun tries to centre. Maximovs is there though. Good clean play. Save made by Blowers. Near side with the knee. Sangun got to shoot. Sent on goal, and that's going to do it. The end of 2. It's 1 plays 3. Bristol are in the lead. We are going to take a quick break to catch our breath, and we'll be back for coverage of the second and then final periods of play. Just going to pop that over there. Oh no, I'll just keep on. Just keep on. Is it muted? Yeah. That's not muted. No swearing.
How many people have got watching Francis? Like 15?
No, it's before 10 on a Saturday morning.
That's true.
People are still drunk.
Just proves how massive the UKFF is.
This for me is the dream scenario. I'm very glad that you lot are doing this today. It's what I wanted from the get-go.
As opposed to just you doing it by yourself.
Because I see what you guys do with the UFL. It's like so cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's not quite as professional as your poetry, but we're able to watch and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a hell of the quality of what you lot do with the UFL. Yeah, very, very happy.
They're the actual organisers of the UFL.
Get yourselves.
seems fairly intuitive. Cheetah crisps. Cheetah crisps.
Love the beard, man. Viking mode.
Well, it's still 20 minutes. He's busy. I know, I agree.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Are you happy to unmute? Welcome back for the third period of play here at Cambridge versus Bristol. 1 plays 3. Bristol in the lead. Winner goes through to the final, the national final this afternoon. The loser goes to the bronze medal match. That is also this afternoon at the earlier time of 1:45. We hope to be able to bring you all our games today live. That is very much dependent on technology in the venue. As Kessler just over. He's such a tricky customer, Dimmy Kessler. I must say, one of the nicest away. And he's able to gather on the shot attempt from Melin, but very even shot attempts coming into this period, 20 to 21. Bristol are putting pressure on the Cambridge goal early. Those of you, as that's into the side netting, those of you who are with us in the second period, you felt that pressure, you saw that pressure. And a goal then would have really changed the course of this contest. That's off the leg of Seniak, Sangan with the attempt from the wing. Now obviously, another goal is going to be important, is going to change things, but Sangan has it in front. 2 shot attempts, 2 blocks by Sundberg, and that's been gathered by Seniak.
Excellent goalkeeping to remain focused there, to be able to deal with both of the efforts.
What's so difficult there is you've got bodies in front of you, you've alluded to that. As Hatchak sends it through, another leg save, I think, by Seniak. Just off the tip of his toes. Bodies banging, sticks clanging.
Cambridge getting the opportunities early in this period, which is exactly what they need to overcome that 2-goal deficit.
Now Kubik puts it into the corner, he'll take that. As they send it back to Dusan Kubik, he's got a powerful shot on him. Doesn't score quite as many as, frankly, I think he should. 1 goal, 1 assist in regular season play this year. As that's a goal for Cambridge! It's turned over in the centre, and Alexander Hatchak rifles it. Top bins and in.
Well, Cambridge have really stepped up their game in each period so far. Up in the second period, and they've stepped it up again in the third period, and that goal has been coming, quite frankly, from what we've seen so far.
And with the assist, sorry to cut over you there towards the end. Bristol. I mean, as soon as that goal went in, Hakim Sundberg talking about getting back on it, getting back that energy. To be fair, Bristol, they have been so combative. They are slightly unfortunate, perhaps, good goaltending from Lowers to not have an even bigger lead. As it is, it's 1 goal, 2 plays 3. Cambridge trying to hem in Maximovs, they do. Cleanly and legally so far. Oh, that's a good drive through the middle though from Kalikov. You saw Cameron using his body to screen it, shots on goal, into the chest of Spizeniec. Into the corner, Kubik has to deal with 2 Bristol players. Loses out to Tremelli. Good battle behind the goal. White ball was the ball. Oh, that's one. So Cambridge ball. Cambridge in their, I guess we call it their European kit, commissioned for their trip to Europe as representatives of the UKFF 2 seasons ago. Teo couldn't pull the trigger, took it round behind net. Scat now. Shot could be coming. He likes to have that drag shot from around that area. As that's been picked up by Tremelin and then taken back by Scat. The two youngsters battling away. And then Scat, you just saw the dip on that shot. Learned it all from his father, Johan.
Oscar Scat was all over the court there, getting involved in every facet of play. Plenty of energy from the young man.
Really good to see after he took that big shot in the second period of play. That penalty gained Cambridge back in it. Now the goal scorer, Hachek, centres to Sangan. Puts it back to Bresner. Bresner. Very physical. Remonstrating with the official. Needs to collect his stick and collect himself. There's a game to be played. And his teammates reminding him of that. Halikov. Every time Alexander Hachek does that thing where he pulls his stick back, looks like he's about to try and leather the ball. 10 minutes to play, Bristol still lead.
You've got to be careful with that backswing because if there's someone behind you, that is a 2-minute penalty. And that's the last thing you want.
The ball now has snow on it, coming down from such a height. Bresner. Using his stroke, Nick Yao comes to intercept, battling around. Sangan. Centered. Bresner shoots. Save.
Sharp effort from Bresner on the half volley as the ball was coming down. Cambridge have really got Bristol pegged back.
Stays in the ring. We were in danger for a second. That's out of play, last touch. Kubik. Both teams making some changes, not full line changes both sides. It's Lasmanis, who I don't feel like we've seen much of aside from the penalty goal. Such an important player down the years for Bristol as Kubik. Driving down the wing, centres just behind his man, Simmons. Into the corner from Maximovs for Bristol to chase. They lead it 3-2. Place in the final at stake. We're coming down to the wire now in our first game of the day. We're in the third period. Sarkans and Maximovs battling away. Still Maximovs enters. Holdblau's made the save. Got his arm to it just. And now Demi Kessler. Basham gets it up the wing. Sarkans. Good job. One league director to another. Where's that ball? And is it still spherical? It is, and it's Cambridge ball.
Someone's lost a shoe in all of that. That was certainly getting to the point where the referees had to intervene, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. At some point that sort of ceased being floorball. A good board battle nonetheless. Forsberg. Scat picks the pocket. Again. Shot attempt, just over. Again, really tricky handling. Cambridge in two minds about how aggressive they want to have their press. As Forsberg tried to step out there, picked up by Race, and that's going to go the way of Cambridge. Changes coming. Bristol not changing, in fact, Bristol ball, my mistake. Out of play. Off the stick of Kminchuk.
It's getting towards crunch time now for these sides, with less than half of this period to go.
As Maximov's dancing his way through! Maximov's makes it 4! A silky drive from Kasper Maximovs makes it 4-2 and has that put Bristol's place in the national final.
Oh, I think it's far too early to draw any conclusions. There is plenty of time left in this game. We know that floorball can change very quickly, but I think Cambridge will need to start thinking about what they can do.
7:39 to play, so you are right. There is a long way left in this game, but with how good Spazeniaks has been playing in net, it's a tall order for Cambridge, but they've been in worse spots. Bristol also. They have some game management experience themselves this year. Centered by Scott. Forsberg. Out of play. So yeah, talking about that game management experience at Bristol, they've taken wins off, well, nobody beat the Red White Sharks, but they do have wins against UCM and Cambridge during the regular season. So that will bode well for them. As Sangan fires a shot, sent Nick Yao to the deck. So that's into the hands of Bowers. All the way up to Sangan over halfway. Loses his footing. Nothing paid by the officials. Down the sideline. In fact, no, they look to centre. Nobody there. Dawson. Pick it up for Cambridge. Cameron. Turned over. On as far as Hatchek. Back to Cameron now. Slowing it down. Yeah. You can see Bristol, they've retreated more and more into their own half. Dawson sending forward. Sangan behind goal. To the top with Cameron. Brezin's got a powerful shot. That was a lot more measured from Benjamin Brezina. Again, this guy hits it like few in the league, genuinely. But that was a lot more measured and calm. Scats tries to send it on goal.
There was a gap available there between the Bristol players. You just couldn't quite get a hold of it.
Kubik, out of play. And the UCM goalie won that. Unable to claim it in. Bristol, Maximovs it was. Length of the rink pass, but that's been turned over. Scott trying to dance his way through. Shooting effort, save made. Spazeniaks.
Excellent stick skills from Scat, as we have just over 5 minutes to play.
Maximov's driving through, shot on goal, high wide. Not especially handsome there from Timur Kalikov. So that might invite more pressure from Cambridge. With a 2-goal advantage. Centered. Good save. Really good positioning. Hatchek was for the attack. Centres to Sangan. Brezina ripped it on goal, just wide. Cambridge ball.
And it's a free hit for the Bristol player being within the goalkeeper area. There is a 1 metre area in front of the goal in which no player from either side can stand apart from the goalkeeper.
That's turned over. It's into the corner. Out of play. You saw, you may have just been able to see Blowers. He was in 2 minds about whether to come, but the ball was just a bit too wide for him to comfortably come and either collect or kick it. So that takes a ricochet. Healthy one for Cambridge.
Speaking of Blowers, do you think Cambridge will be thinking about pulling their goalkeeper anytime soon? They're 2 goals behind.
I don't think they'll pull just yet. We've still got a couple of minutes left. As that's the dangerous Maximov's in position, not able to gather. But using the full width of the ring. Now to save by Blowers there. And now Cambridge breaking away. Goalkeeper stays home. No call from the officials. That's wide, out of play. And again, Cambridge, they don't have the control in the game to really confidently pull the goalie. Like, I think this is an indication for this to play. So no, it's still way too early. Though we did see, who was it in the World Cup that pulled their goalie? Incredibly aggressive.
I think it was.
Goal by Sanders. Resonant went in for the rebound. Zeniak, I think he caught a stick blade on the fingers. So that's never a comfortable thing for a goalie to experience. I think it was to the fingers, or maybe contact to the head. Happened very quickly in real time. 4 to play, as that's into the hands of Aaron Blowers. That's a good pass down Rink. Hatcher picks it up. This is just about Cambridge's top line, I would suggest. Resonant shoots, saved by Zeniak, able to dive on the rebound. Backhand attempt from Kalikov, just wide. Bristol players not even daring to think that this job is done. Cambridge still chipping away, still battering away. Scat goes on one of his amazing dribbles. Really, really fantastic defense there by Jan Reis. Stayed with him every step of the way as Dimi Kessler is fouled. Body's going everywhere. Cambridge trying to call time.
Delayed penalty.
So delayed penalty. Absolutely correct. Cambridge were desperately trying to call time out.
So
now they'll get the time.
Yeah, the Bristol player there I don't think was 3 metres in the defensive wall, and so the referee is calling a delayed penalty, which means Cambridge could play on whilst they had the ball, and once Bristol won it back, that's when the penalty came into force.
So that is, I mean, I don't know if the Bristol, well, I'm sure the Cambridge players on the rink may have been able to hear. It's pretty loud. So Cambridge take the timeout, they trail 2-4. I think that might be a moment of genius.
Yeah, and actually that coincides really well with the 2-minute penalty. And the referee just making sure that the penalised player isn't joining in with the team talk, which is correct call. Yeah.
So, hands went up. You can play it from when the officials tell you to. Players aren't back. And I do wonder if it was a little bit tactical from Cambridge. They saw an opportunity. We saw what happened last time they had a penalty. In fact, it was the very same man, Johan Rudberg, it was, who was at the sideline on that occasion.
Yeah, he'll be really hoping that that won't cost them. But of course, Bristol do have that 2-goal cushion. So even if Cambridge take the advantage, Bristol will still have 1 goal. And I see that Cambridge have decided to take out their goalkeeper for this power play. So they'll be playing with 6 outfield and no player in goal. And Bristol have 4 outfield with 1 in goal.
6 on 4. I like that odds, but in a way they need to be a little bit more careful. And they have nobody in the Cambridge backcourt right now. Feels like safe. As that shot is saved. Bristol going all out for that 5th goal. But it's back with Sangen. Slowing things down again. Kasla into the corner. Sangen not under pressure. Sangen with the shot. Maximovs with the chest save. Contact there from Maximovs. It's going to be a free hit for Cambridge. Sodikans. Sangen comes off the Bristol body. Out of play. 2-goal game. Crosses to the opposite corner. Sodikans. Sangen out of play. Again, Bristol ball. And Cambridge get their goalie back in. Fancy footwork from Hashek. Still Hashek. Nobody able to get there. Forsberg picks it up. That's Forsberg. Finds Ben Bresner in the corner. Sarkans. Sangen dispossessed. Hacek was there, somehow retained possession himself. Shot on goal. Maximovs with the save. Tremelin sends it forward just agonisingly wide. Cambridge though, don't send the goalie back out there. Nobody was nearly close enough to the bench.
Cambridge throwing caution to the wind now. They need that goal desperately.
Absolutely, 10 seconds left on the penalty. Shot saved. Sarkans puts it back to the top president off the back of Forsberg. Just it down, full strength. Bristol survive and thrive. Tremelin settles it. It's 5-2.
Well, it's always a risk when you take your goalkeeper out, but they needed to do what needed to be done because Cambridge were 2 goals down with very little time left in the match.
72 unassisted. Zach Tremelin, 2nd goal of the season from the youngster. You saw what it meant to them. Where they lead to, they do have their full allocation of players on the rink. Cambridge stay with the empty net. So Tremelin with the empty net goal. Centered, saved by Stazeniaks. Dimi Kessler once more, dumps off to the corner, it's Sangen.
The atmosphere in the hall is electric right now as this game comes down to its closing few seconds.
Yeah, really fantastic atmosphere, families, friends, other teams are really building in the gym. A save made by Stazeniaks again, and that'll do it. Bristol advance, they are through to the national finals. They will play for gold and Cambridge will play for bronze. A 5-2 victory. I don't think that scoreline tells the whole story. It was such a close contest right the way through. You cannot spot a team like Bristol a 3-goal lead and expect much better out.
Absolutely, yeah. I think Cambridge certainly had their moments. They were definitely well in the game during the second period and the first half of the final period. But Bristol, they came out of the blocks superbly. They were definitely the better team during the first period. And it was always going to be difficult to come back from 3-0 down. And then in the last sort of 7 or 8 minutes, Bristol really put the foot on the accelerator and made sure that they took the win.
They did a fantastic job of, like you say, building the rush early. Then they rode the Cambridge pressure as the two captains give some kind words to one another, thanking each other for the game. I think Jasper Sankins just said, hope you guys don't win the finals.
Well, that's the question. Can Bristol take it to the mighty Great White Sharks, the reigning champions, unbeaten so far this season?
So they are a formidable team, but hey, they're not there yet.
That's very true. That's very true. I'm getting ahead of myself. I have to apologise to UCM for getting ahead of myself.
They are a tough outfit, and they are looking to end what has been a tough season for them on a real high. I have to put you on the spot. I didn't prep you for this, so I'm not sorry. Who are your players of the game? Who stood out to you? One player from each team.
That's a tough one. I think from Bristol, the winners, I think Kasper Maximovs, he scored that important goal in the final period to really sort of press home their advantage. From Cambridge, I think Ben Brazina had many good efforts at goal. Didn't quite come off for him. Oscar Scatz was superb in the final period. The ball seemed to be stuck to his stick. Matthew Teo had quite a lot of good efforts on goal as well. Difficult to pick one really. Alexander Hatchek though, I think for his goal, that's my player of the match for Cambridge.
There we go. So your players of the game, officially, I think we can call that one. All right, we are going to take a quick break. We're going to step away. Coming up in a little bit of time at 10:45, so that gives us all about 20 minutes to catch our breaths, rehydrate and get ready. This is going to be another sensational Great White Sharks for one team, taking on the United Cities of the Midlands, looking for just a little bit of revenge for what has been a tough season. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in a couple of minutes' time. A very warm welcome back into London. It's Barking Sport House. It's the biggest weekend of them all, the UKFF EFL National Finals, second semi-final of the day. In blue, it's the Great White Sharks of London. In the maroon jerseys, it's UCM, United Cities of the Midlands. My name is Darren Paul. Alongside me is Francis Overton. You know him as that save from Gemza. I refer to him as the Director of Floorball Operations at the University Floorball League. But Francis, welcome to broadcast.
Thanks, Darren. Great to be here in East London, and we're watching a game that probably coming into the day you think is the surest result on the board.
So that's just wide from Tom Jeffrey.
And Sharks already as the favourites for the title this year. Getting a couple of shots away early on. UCM are going to have to face the pressure in this game, I think.
UCM, I don't think it's unfair to call them the underdogs. They're the number 4 seed. As Latinen, he has had a season and a half. Levi Latinen. UCM, they're coming into this with a 4-7-1 record, 4 victories on the year, 13 points. They are yet to take a win against a fellow top 4 team. So any win today is their first win against one of the top tier sides in the league.
And that would be quite an outstanding victory, I think, given the Sharks' record for this coming into this fixture. Unbeaten in the league.
A 12-0-0 record. They scored a cool 100 points. They've got a plus 91 points differential. I'm just hoping it's 110 goals. Is that shot on target from Engström? Martin Gemza in net for the maroon outfit of UCM.
Even that goal scoring record, 110 goals in 12 games. So 9 a game-ish. That's quite high scoring for these sort of the intensity of this level. So, they're coming into this game being very confident, I think. So let's see how it pans out.
They will be confident. They expect to win. They expect to make it to the final, and they will expect to win the final. That's just who the Great White Sharks are. Their biggest win of the season, they took it side 20-0 against the Rhinos earlier in the season. A couple of hat-tricks in that contest. Now UCM ripped a goal just over Nils Melkis. 4 goals on the year from Nils.
Yeah, UCM happy to sort of try and win these sort of centre field battles at the moment because they know they're going to have to absorb pressure throughout the game. So, there's too much space here for James Robinson from Sharks, 34.
James Robinson centres. Edmondson not able to get her stick on the ball as a really good battle, and that's going to go the way of physicality. Obviously, if you were with us for the finals last year, you saw that physicality, and it really did hurt them actually against Bristol because they couldn't stop getting players sent to the sidelines.
I mean, looking at the UCM team as well, looking down their bench, they're quite a tall team, so they're obviously going to try and play to that strength, that physicality. I suppose with the Sharks, all they have to do is be patient. They're going to count on their sort of technical ability, like this run.
So let's see, gets the pass away into the side netting. It's Voronix not able to direct his shot goalwards. As Latinen battling away with Henrik Nibu. As the rink is saved. Just about as the ball goes out on the opposite sideline.
That kind of move there from Sharks, sort of playing direct passing but with precision accuracy. That's exactly what they need to do to sort of get through the wall that UCM are going to put in front of them.
More good battling in front as Oscar Stulkins is dispossessed by Petr Barina. Barina has Engström driving the gap. Not able to find him. And it's been a real feature. I don't remember this so much previously. Real feature of the players having a real chat with the officials.
That's really nice to see, and obviously there's great amount of respect for the referees who've been brought in from Norway for this national finals.
As Engström shot goes by Gemza, he's able to retrieve it, stays within his allocated area, gives it to Dawkins. Patience from UCM has, well, that's gone the way of the Sharks. For me, Martin Voigtmanis didn't do a whole lot wrong there. He's just massive.
That's part of the game plan, isn't it? You know, the UCM players aren't noticeably physically larger than the Sharks players, so he's just using that to his full advantage.
Robinson not able to get his shot away like he would like to. It's Chris Holmes now on the back check. Adam Saletti. Again, what a dangerous customer he is, the defenseman. He's got that really distinctive backhand whip shot. I wonder how many times we'll see that attempted this afternoon. In fact, this morning.
Pace of the game probably isn't quite as high as the previous game we saw between Cambridge and Bristol at this early stage.
I mean, that was relentless as Holmes has it on his stick. Driven into the corner. Good battle away there with Crumins. Crumins comes away with it.
Sharks players do seem to be finding themselves in different pockets of space. They're sort of one step away at the moment from getting the shot on goal.
All ball there as Hermansson battling away. Sent it back to Saletti. And the Sharks with 4 in the offensive half of the field, as that's a bit too much physicality on against Hermansson. That was Mills.
Hermansson, I believe, the only female player playing today in the English Football League National Finals.
Yes,
I don't think maybe it was forcing.
Correct. One of the very talented youngsters to have come through both the Sharks and Lee Farnham. That centred save made by Martin Genter. Calm, cool, collected goalkeeping.
It's a nice save, but Sharks there, the player's gone for the shot from the tight angle. You needed teammates really to burst into the middle to get the tap in there.
As Dawkins has it in the corner, looking to centre. Whistles everywhere, and once again, illegal play by our friend from the Midlands, Andres Cresco, the offending party on this occasion.
It's just one of those where you get your leg stuck between someone else's stick and the leg and someone else's stick, These things happen, floorball's so fast-paced, there are inevitably going to be a lot of clashes.
Fredrik Olsen dispossessed by Crumins. Tries to centre across. Olsen not able to capitalise initially. Engström has the dangerous Petsabrina in the middle. Burns not able to get there. That's been Dinkle. Gemza with the save.
Again, a shot that's not too much of a threat for the UCM goalkeeper. I think Sharks maybe need to think about turning up the pressure a little bit more at this stage now.
Engström with the body control, brings the ball back down and in. Officials happy to let play continue. Brina and Engström head to the sideline for the Sharks. Holmes and Hermansson. Hermansson driving to the corner. Really solid defense once again. That was Linus Leilis as we are in the line of fire yet again.
Always nice to catch a stray one.
Yeah. I thought one of us was going to lose an eye to the stick of Adam Saletti earlier.
Little bit of desperation there from UCM, just having a sort of wild shot from behind the halfway line with no real target.
Oh, that's been turned over. Holmes. Very good bit of defending there. was playlist just saying, lads, calm down, simmer down. And it's a shorter game, 3 15-minute periods, rather than the 320 we'll be playing in our medal matches. But it's still going to be a long day.
Well, yeah, I think the players are still going to feel it. I mean, going into the second match of the day, longer games, tired legs against, in theory, more evenly matched opponents can be really tricky.
Phoenix not able to get his shot past Crewmins, and that's caught in the legs of Crewmins, who's going to get a 2-minute penalty. So 2 minutes for holding, and Christoph's Crewmins, and he's a big player for them this year. 11 goals, 5 assists, 16 points total, and we saw how important penalties were in the previous game.
Penalties absolutely crucial through this game. There was a goal scored during a power play. To lose your sort of most productive player, goal scoring wise, not very helpful at this stage. And Sharks are going to try and take advantage straight away. They've got 2 minutes to win. Get the goal in through this power play.
So it's a 5-on-4. Soletti at the top. Latinen gets it returned to him. Zvoranovic back to Levi Latinen, who is probably having the best season of his EFL career, I would suggest. Levi Latinen, certainly one of. He's driving to the centre, didn't get that pass from Jeffrey. Zvoranic, that's been denied by Edward Leviks, but it's right back with the side in blue. And out of play, Tom Jeffrey.
It was patient play because when UCM are a player down, all they are looking to do is block those sort of central avenues for the ball to go through. So Sharks have to play it around the sides and go for these sort of quick shots on the diagonals. On that occasion, it was a cross that came into the middle, and could have done better with the shot in the end. But when the ball's flying at you so fast, sometimes it can be really difficult to keep it down.
As that's been taken away for UCM. Looking to centre. That was a really nice bit of play there from Eric Kniegårds. Very, very tall player, as an infraction of some kind. I didn't quite see the signal.
Not sure what that was for, but that was a great pass straight down the middle from Adam Soletti. A better touch, or not giving away the foul. Could have been quite easy. Incredibly dangerous player.
Loads of physicality from Soletti in the corner against Kniegårds. Really good board battle. In fact, that was against Nibi. Soletti, no stranger to a bit of controversy at finals day. I believe he was red carded in the 2022 grand final. As Perina wide into the corner. Engström.
That needed to be it because UCM Crewmins has come back on now.
Back to full strength. A fantastic penalty kill from UCM as Engström nearly takes out a child. Shot going just wide.
It's Hazard, I think, around here. That was brilliant defence on the penalty kill from UCM there. They stayed really calm. They managed to go and win their own free hit up in the Sharks half, and they've ended without conceding. It's still 0-0.
As Ermansson is dispossessed, going through the middle. I think UCM, their big challenge is going to be goal scoring. In terms of conceding goals, 49 goals conceded in a regular season isn't awful, not too bad I don't think, but the context is just not scoring enough this season.
Well, they finished 4th in the league, so you're not necessarily expecting them to be the biggest goal scorers or the best defenders.
It's a lot of physicality there from Chris Holmes. Martin's Boydmanis. As now, this is interesting. We can't see it yet. There we go. Keeper. He was getting screened by not only his own player, but his own player forward, as that's been tucked away. So he came ahead of the players. Really interesting tactic from the keeper there. Wilkins. Battered away, dispossessed by Levi Latinen. Coming together, it's Great White Sharks ball. Fornix into the side netting. Gemza gave him quite a...
Another fabulous pass across, though. That's exactly what Sharks need.
Jeffrey picks it up on the wing, into the centre. Svorovic's not able to do anything really meaningful with it then. Oh, but he does just there! And shuts the UCM bench. He forced the turnover and was on that shot immediately, roofs it, unassisted, and it's 1-0 Great White Sharks.
It was UCM's man, Krumins, who's given the ball away right behind his own goal. It was quite unlucky, it deflected onto the side netting of the goal, and there was the Sharks player to pounce. To come up with a better Sharks pun, I think, for a goal like that.
Yeah, Sharks pouncing, maybe. As it is, they lead 1-0 to Great White Sharks, and the pressure's been there. Now the game changes because UCM are going to need to chase at some point and start to put on some offensive pressure of their own.
I was thinking just before the goal how UCM have been managing the game quite well up to that point. But it only takes one small individual error and suddenly you're behind, and now you're going to have to chase the best team in the league. That's tough.
And that's what the Sharks will do to a team, but also that's just what the pressure building in a game does. We saw it in the first game. Bristol managed it incredibly well because they were under the cuffs for most of the second period. They were able to escape it relatively unscathed. UCM not so lucky in this first period. Sharks just playing it around the perimeter. Runners now heading to the top of the goal square.
They're making really good use of the space in the rink, I think. Playing their wingers really far out wide, having their central forwards right on the goal or behind the goal. It's making it more difficult for UCM to keep track of.
That shot is wide, and diving all over that is their stopper, Lucas Brandel-Cheng. He has been impressing people around the league this season, Lucas Brandel-Cheng. Obviously, very impressive performance, conceding hardly any goals. Obviously, the Sharks, a couple of shutouts in there as well. That's Holmes. Gives it back. Now UCM. I say now, Robinson's doing enough in the middle, puts it through his legs, does Wilders.
So the UCM player won the ball back in a good area, then never really gathered it under control, couldn't play it off to a teammate, and you immediately lose it. When you win the ball back as a defensive team, you've got to make the most of the first pass out from that situation. Otherwise you get stuck again back in a sort of rut of having to defend against the movement of the Sharks players.
Again, that's what Great White Sharks will do to teams. Again, another effort right in front, Tom Jeffrey. I think he'll want that one back.
It's almost an identical mistake to the goal a minute ago. playing behind the goal but not executing the pass on properly, and the deflection was taking it into the side net.
Again, it's what they do, it's what they want to do. They force you into difficult areas, make you make maybe difficult decisions, maybe difficult passes, and they will try and penalise you and punish you. But now UCM starting to try and build a bit of pressure, but it's still on. Jeffries. Well, Gamza came out, put the pressure on Tom Jeffrey. The shot didn't come in the end. And now Oscar Stolkins drops it back. Point Manis, he's going to send it all the way back. This is more like it from UCM. Lots of noise, lots of screaming down the field. At the end of the period, the score is the Great White Sharks 1, the United Cities of the Midlands 0. Before we go and take a quick break, just talk us through what you've seen in the first period of play.
Well, from a UCM perspective, I think they've actually done quite well. As we said, they defended the penalty kill really well. Okay, the goal came from an individual area that was quite strong. For the most part, they've defended really nicely. I think Sharks haven't taken advantage of the space they've had in the wider areas of the rink so far, but ahead of today.
Well, we will see how it all transpires in the second period of play. We'll be back in just a couple of moments' time. Don't go anywhere. Sharks 1, UCM 0.
Need to transition? No, you don't need to. That's good. Okay. So these lines are to record, this just went all the way down. So still recording. Yeah, alright. We'll just stick with the streaming then. I think just stop recording. Yeah, sure. Alright, we'll just stick with the stream and then. Yeah, we're saying.
Yeah, we're saying if we could raise the camera.
I'm not sure if that's possible. We can after this game.
Yeah, I think
So what? So about the sound?
just that you're a bit quiet. So then he was like, oh, maybe put it down.
Maybe, yeah. I'll hold it even closer.
I find myself having to lean in a little bit to try and hear you.
I'm quite quiet. Okay, I'll try and.
I think you like a bit quiet. Well, I'm doing that on the final.
Bro's went for a fight.
Yeah, so I'll swap over for this period. I might go to Lou actually. Yeah.
What's the problem?
I was going to go to Lou, but then if I come back.
You can walk behind the.
Yeah, I think legend in my own lunchtime. Yeah, thanks for all this and for having me. It's good having me involved.
Yeah, we do pretty well with the streams.
I don't know if I was saying to you, but this was like my idea. Getting you guys.
You just do the competition.
But yeah, obviously. Well, I think it was just you're a team. Yes, and just me. Like,
Well, that's part of the university community, so good. It's really good. So we get Alex was new this year. Joining next year. Everyone wants it to be good because they know something like the live stream is really good for everyone. Because you don't have to be here to watch it, and also if you're a player, you can watch it back. They will share their own clips. Yeah, exactly.
I used to do basketball games on Facebook Live. Welcome back into the Barking Sport House. It is National Finals Day. It's semi-final number 2. Great White Sharks in the blue lead it 1-0 over UCM for a place in the final against Bristol, who made their way by Cambridge in a really fantastic game. They won it 5-2. The scoreline doesn't do any justice to how that game really transpired. As it is, UCM get their 4th shot on goal. To 4 now. I don't think we can quite gather that one as a shot. As heavily into the boards. And more heavy contact. Oh. I thought the referee was going to allow play on.
Well, UCM 17 improvements is everywhere at the moment. It's, making his bid to be the main character of this game. Well, UCM have already had their first shot this period. They had their 2-minute break, settled the heart rates a bit, realised we're only 1-0 down. Let's give it a go, and they've started on the front foot, which is great.
Absolutely. I think it's definitely what we're hoping to see a bit more of them, to try and play a little bit more on the front foot. As Henrik Niebe hits the deck hard. That's Fredrik Olsson putting a really good screen on Martin Gemza in the UCM goal, but it's UCM is actually trying to drive through in the middle. Nygårds, sorry. Trying to pick it up there. Good block by Seb de Rivas. The American extra, send it across to Max Stearns.
Sharks making their changes. They've already made a couple of line changes in this period. They're happy to only play 30s, maybe 40 seconds, get those fresh legs on.
Selected with a long pass into the corner, Hermansson. Takes it to the opposite corner. Finds Aki Peltonen with the pass. That's been turned over. And a speculative effort, easily blocked, but gathered as well by Seletti. That's why he's playing for the GB national team. Through to home! His GB teammate not able to put it on goal this time. Retains possession though. Christian Holmes.
Nice run all the way up from Adam Seletti there. Love to see that kind of powerful individual play.
It's one of those things that he's known for, that devastating backhand effort as Hermansson picks up the mistake, but really well gathered there by Yannis Wilders, leading by example.
I think even she didn't believe that the ball had just run right into her right out of the goal there.
Played off the side of the rink. Good pressure, Staffan Marlin hemmed in, able to get that away to Tom. Drops it back to Carlson. Jeffrey battling away, dispossessed Oscar Stolkins. Tries to chop inside, but Tom Jeffrey gets it back. Jeffrey shot saved by Gemza, didn't know where it went. Did more than enough though. As a whistle for a stick tackle, I think that was.
Some protest there from UCM, but a great save from the goalkeeper there, because he anticipated the shot coming across him, stuck his left arm out and just managed to ping the ball away.
A really good job doing job one. Again, he didn't know masses amounts it. He certainly wasn't able to track the rebound. There's changes coming for the Sharks. Rarely do you see a team make those changes with the ball on the halfway like they did with Seletti, but he's such a confident, experienced, skillful player. Farina gets a shot away, Gemza with the save. Back to the captain, Fredrik Olsson.
Here we go, they're ramping up the pressure a little bit now. Here's the passes, going around the outside, nice and neat.
Olsson using his physicality. And it's a delayed penalty. Oh my, it's goal! UCM equalises during the protestations. We're going to see.
I love the horn. That was really interesting. The referee put his arm up for the delayed penalty. UCM's gone up the other end and scored, so
the
penalty doesn't apply.
assist from Martin Gemza. I think that was Henrik Niebe goal. 11:57 we're hearing from our table officials. Yeah, Henrik Niebe, Martin Gemza on the assist.
And just like that, it's 1-1. It's 1-1. UCM back in it. All of a sudden, they survived, or Sharks rather, have survived having a player have to come up for the penalty because they've conceded.
Elvis, can we get some plaster, please?
It's all to play for.
Elvis, anyone can get some plaster. Bandage, plaster.
Really good pressure. Saletti dueling away with Boitmanis in front of the goal of Lucas Brandl-Cheng.
Just me, or are UCM playing player down? Oh, he's come back on.
Both sides at full strength. Chris Holmes in the corner has Aki Peltonen with him. Chooses not to use it, tried to drive by himself, was dispossessed, but Peltonen not able to get it on his stick. Stefan Marlin finds Saletti. Manis at the top, put on the pressure, Eldermanson in the corner. Chris Holmes. Oh my! Backed it around everywhere. Gemza. I don't think Martin Gemza was thrilled with what just happened there. That's Melkis, and that's been picked up by Brandl-Cheng.
Great catch.
Sporanovics, Levi Lattinen, two bodies there to deny him. Bayliss, oh that's a fine move, just wide of the net. But this is much more like it from UCM, Nils Melkis with the shot attempt that time.
I think he had a little bit more time than he thought there. It was a nice move right up the side of the rink for the team, and he sort of turned and panicked the shot a little bit, but he maybe could have taken his time to reach the
As that's been turned over, Melkis save made! Brandl-Cheng, are you kidding?
And the way his legs got up as well, he's thrown his whole body to get behind the parapet shot.
Just behind Melkis. Oh, Adam Engström there. Really nice bit of defending. That's just thrown to a place of safety there by the Rivas. Trying to play it off the rink behind the goal. Sent back across. Over it went, but this is much more like the game of football we want to see. I don't know how many people were expecting UCM to have some sustained build of pressure. Now they have to withstand the Sharks' possession.
Well, UCM have had the chances now, haven't they? That's two in about 20-second period there, where they really could have had a good chance of taking the lead in this game. This isn't quite what we expected. I don't think Sharks will be panicking still. They've got a lot of time left in this game. They just need to stick to what they know, how they know to play, and I think they will definitely have their chances to break down this UCM defence.
Aki Peltonen gets the pass into the middle with Marlin. Eldermanson in the corner. Surveys her options. Aki Peltonen coming to support. Two forwards for Dolkins to deal with as Holmes hits the deck. Hopefully he's okay, but it's no foul, so play on. UCM get the shot. Brandl-Cheng gets the save, and Chris Holmes is unfortunately still down, holding his leg.
Yeah, an unfortunate slip there. I think he just his standing foot just lost grip on the floor. We've seen a few players slip over. UCM didn't take advantage of the player down to have that shot there, and they've had another decent attempt, saved very well.
And of course, nothing wrong with doing that, unless the officials a little bit more. Player who's struggled with injury at times over the last couple of years, so I'm really, really hopeful that it's nothing major and we get to see him back in this game, or the medal matches, whichever one they end up in.
Yeah, he sat down on the bench. I think he's probably been more comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's going to hope that his team can still get more of a grip on this game now.
Well, Spornix trying to do just that. Tom Jeffrey shot attempt, it just kept elevating. Martin Gemser is claiming credit for the save.
The referee's given a free hit there to UCM as if the player had fired over the bar. I'm reasonably sure he got a finger to that. That was an amazing outstretched arm.
It's a difficult one. As a goalie, we always want the credit, but we'll take a free hit. Spornovics in the corner. As Carlson driving in, calling for it from defence, doesn't find the pass. Now centres Jeffrey just wide, and Gemza will pounce. Levi Lattinen was there.
Both goalkeepers performing really well so far in this game. Obviously, it's critical for your goalkeeper to be playing on form if you want to survive an onslaught of attacks, but very impressive so far.
Tom Jeffrey sent out wide by Crumins, now behind net. Has Carlson in the middle. If he'd have found him, that would have been a surefire goal. But now it's a one-on-one. Saletti with defending to do. He's dumped it into the corner, Henrik Niebe. Players calling for it, but very strong play from Carlson to dispossess Niebe. I really like the idea of him. He knew he had the one-on-one matchup. He dumped it into the corner, hoping for support. Saletti now. He doesn't come things into corners. He went for that shot attempt. It was wide against his goal.
Saletti's defended a one-on-one and then taking players on his own attack a couple of seconds later. It's brilliant.
But at times, it's a Saletti world and we're just living in it. UCM with the free hit. Again, bodies hit the floor.
The pace has intensified a little more in this period than it was in the first period. I think both teams gaining confidence from their performance.
Turned over Marina, and that's going to be 2 minutes. So that's really not what UCM would have wanted. Edvards Livets heads to the penalty chair. Unfortunately, we don't have a penalty bathtub like they had at the 2022 World Championships. That was brilliant.
That sounds fun. What was that?
It was one of their sponsors was a bath manufacturer or whatever. So they had a bathtub as penalty benches. We have chairs.
Something to soak away your tears, maybe.
So Edwards Livets, 2 minutes.
So here we go again. Like in the first period, UCM a player down. They held their structure really nicely, defending the first penalty last period. Have they got the energy to do that this time?
Like you say, the pace of play has erupted in this second period, certainly since UCM got their goal. And they will try and clear the zone. That's really good play from Builders to get it as far away as he did. Or play keep away as well as he did, should I? Oh, Tom Jeffrey had the goal mouth open. That's been blocked by Boyd Manis, only as far as Levi Lattinen.
This is good. UCM, they don't need to move a huge amount. They just need to keep their box shape in front of their goal.
Back with Lattinen. Lattinen fires it across the face of goal.
Yeah, nicely defended. Sharks are trying to move the ball around and open up those spaces for their players out wide to take those first time shots, but they haven't quite worked out the way they want them so far in this game.
He had 4 goals, Levi Lettinen, as that is a wild attempt by Henrik Niebe. He had 4 goals in their last matchup against UCM, Levi Lettinen, so no stranger. As that's off the hand of Gemza. Peter Perina it was for the attempt. Now Niebe and Carlson battling away. Carlson hits the deck. Referees, their facial expressions didn't even change. They were unmoved.
They are very composed, aren't they? These players that, the UCM players, because they're defending the penalty, they want to get physical with the Sharks players. To waste time.
Opened up for Jeffries for just a moment. Seletti sends it. Lattinen. And another fabulous board battle. Another clear of the zone, but only as far as Seletti. 20 seconds to play. Jeffrey puts it wide. It remains in the ring. Voronix finds Jeffrey back into the corner. 10 seconds left in the penalty kill. Another fantastic effort from UCM. Man is ready to jump onto the boards. Will they hold on? The penalty. UCM are back to full strength, and now they nearly turned it over.
I mean, brilliant defence again to survive that. The chance was there though for Sharks. Jeffrey, number 88, with virtually an open goal, and he's dragged it just to the left of the goal. Disappointing for Sharks, but UCM, fantastic again. They've defended 2 penalties very successfully so far in this game.
This is a brilliant, brilliant contest we're being treated to. Our way through. 4 minutes left in the second period of play, and we are tied 1-1. The 12-0 Great White Sharks taking on the 4 wins of UCM. Oh, that'll do it! Adam Engstrom puts it on net, puts it through a sea of bodies, and the Sharks take the lead once again. It's 2-1.
That was really nice play from Sharks. Patience, again, patience is the key for this game for them. They played a few passes between each other behind the goal there. It just opened up the space on the near post, and that shot was crept in. Goalkeeper maybe would be a little bit disappointed to be beaten there, but when the ball's going behind your back, you don't necessarily know where it's going next. So it's a great play all round, nice neat passing, and Sharks will be really pleased to have taken the lead again.
Yeah, with the bodies in front of him, with the amount of ball movement happening from the Sharks, those, as a goalie, you're going to concede some of those. It's just very good offense. Now, some good offense from UCM. The whistle didn't go, should have played on. As it is, Holmes back on his feet. Glad to see him back on the rink. As it's hit the official.
That was the UCM player had made the tackle, didn't realise that he'd kept the ball in amongst his feet. He'd gone on and made the run, and the ball was left behind.
I'm sure if he knew how legal the win was, as the face-off has been won by the Great White Sharks. They lead it 2-1, and they have had a lot of the pressure for the last 4 or so minutes. Aki Beltonen. Oh, really good bit of defending. Oh, that's been stolen away by Marlin. Seletti. Really physical there. As Eric Nygård had to take evasive action out of the ring.
It was a great interception in their own half from UCM, and they burst forward in great numbers, but the central player didn't manage to get.
Oh, it's 2-2! Talk about essential players. Henrik Niebe nets again to tie it on the free hit.
Well, there we go. I mean, he made the error a minute ago. Now here he is, right in front of the goal, sweeps the shot in, fantastic. They brought it back to 2-2. I don't think they expected it. Sharks definitely didn't expect this in this game. We didn't expect it. We're very happy.
You speak for yourself, Francis Overton. What a game we're being treated to. 2 plays 2 in the second period of play. Semi-final number 2. We're a place against Bristol.
Great celebrations as well for UCM. They're obviously quite a tight unit. It's a team. They trust each other. Really pleased, obviously, to be still in this game.
Yeah, both sides. In fact, the top 4 teams here today really established cause. They've played together a long time, so yeah, they have that bond, you know, and it shows in their play. Like you say, shows in the celebration. They're allowing themselves to enjoy it just a little bit. Now they're switched back on because they've got some defending to do. Peter Perina, the GB International, driving across. Now it's with the American Seb the Rivas. Adam Engström puts it through the defender's legs. Gemza trying to find Boitmanis. It's with Wilders. And that was a little bit too physical from Peter Perina.
UCM won't mind that. As they jog off to make their changes. Yeah, I mean, again, they've brought themselves back twice in this game. They've defended really well for the most part. First Sharks goal was just an individual error, so they'll be really pleased so far. They'll be heading into the third period with a huge amount of confidence.
Edmundsson. It's the deck, it's Neby again. Really the main man so far offensively from UCM, as he was sent crashing into the rink boards.
Similar position to where the second UCM goal was scored a couple of minutes ago.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, that was a fabulous bit of defending by Stefan Marlin. Officials happy for them to play on. Save made by Randall Cheng on the effort from Niels Melkis.
I think Chris Holmes, number 9 for Sharks, there was a little bit disappointed he wasn't given a free hit up on the halfway line here. He was pushed in the back by the UCM player.
Good. Ooh, just wide from Neby. He's searching for a hat-trick. And now searching for the lead is Holmes. It's behind him. Fabulous defending there from Kristaps Grumins. Neby sends it back. Changes come in for the Sharks. UCM faithful always come out colourful, loud and supportive of their side.
They're singing a great performance.
They are being treated to one of the games of the season so far. What a way to kickstart your Saturday morning. Tom Jeffrey switching the play into the centre. Really solid defending. Excellent work by UCM once again. Just played behind fielders from Boitmanis. Tom Jeffrey, can he get it back to Latinen? It's all the way back with Adam Celeste. Carlson centres. It's been taken away by Wilders. Wilders will dump that into the corner. All ball, says the official. Tom Jeffrey is up with us. Once in that part.
I think we've just started to see the first signs of tired legs from UCM.
And that is Nostradamus himself as Great White Sharks take the lead once again. Daniel Svornovics.
And at a killer time as well, just before the third period. UCM have done so well, as we said. I've just said they've got some tired legs, and the space was really open there for the Sharks players on both wings. That line did look quite leggy, getting back to defend that, and punished very neatly by the Sharks players there.
Fine finish, and you saw what it meant to him, as this has been a really grueling at the end of this one. Peter Perina. Great ball movement from Sharks. Forcing UCM, sitting plays higher up the rink to do a lot of chasing. Engström out of play. Stays with the Sharks. 9 seconds to play. They're wanting that last shot of the period. Engström tries to go Michigan style that will do it. The end of 2 in what has been one of the encounters of the year so far. Great White Sharks lead it at the intermission 3-2.
What an amazing watch. UCM have far outperformed what we sort of expected them to. They've shown a lot of fight in this game. They've defended very nicely, and they've taken most of their chances where Sharks have missed a lot of their best ones as well. However, Sharks have taken the lead going into the third period. I wonder if they're feeling the pressure now to sort of solidify that lead. UCM have come back twice already. They haven't been as dominant as we've seen them. Look at their previous results though. UCM do manage to get a goal against Sharks quite consistently, so maybe it's a little bit of a bogey team. So Sharks need to get back on their grind. They've shown throughout the league season, dominating teams. We've seen flashes of it in their precision play, using the space outside really nicely, but not enough shots on target. Obviously, not enough pressure being put on the UCM team who have managed to come back. So yeah, really interesting third period coming up. A place in the final at stake. The loser goes into the bronze match playoff. So it'll be really interesting to see who makes it.
We'll be back in just a couple of moments' time to find out which of these sides makes it through to the national finals at the end of the second period. It is the Sharks up 3-2 over UCM.
Do you want to do another swap?
Not now.
Let's take a look right now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, cheers.
That's good stats.
Welcome back in. Final period of action here in what has been a brilliant second semi-final. As that is not a save, but remains Sharks ball. Sharks are up 3-2 over UCM. And Saletti himself to the corner. Levi Lateran with the shot attempt. Martin Gemser with the save. Tried to get back at him for the second. No good.
For someone with such an impressive record in the league this season, Lateran hasn't quite managed to make his mark in this game so far, but a good start to the half, to the period, sorry.
Certainly not from a statistical point of view. He has been very busy, part of a lot of things. And just as you say that, involved in the fourth Sharks goal.
There we go, he had his orange slice in between periods. He's provided a really neat assist there for Tom Jeffrey, who's tapped it in. Nice goal. That's really solidified their chance to go on and protect this lead in this half, in this period for the rest of the game. UCM looking a little more deflated than they were a minute ago, but I think they're still in it. They're 2 goals behind. They've proven they can come back. They need to push on though. They need to push more, get more pressure on, and make the most of their counter-attacks when they do win the ball back.
Yeah, that was really high energy, high effort, and high emotion second period, especially as Stones just hits the lane, drives through, centering pass. Frederick Olsson with the goal, and they really, really enjoyed that, the Sharks. And UCM, I think they're going to want to take a timeout. They have taken a timeout. Oscar Stolkins bringing in his teammates. Want to talk things over, 5-2. All of a sudden, they've come out of the break with a real chance in this game, and now they've got an absolute mountain to climb. Francis, is it over? No, it's never over until it's over. But like you say, it's just got an awful lot harder.
It's never over. You know, it only takes a second to score a goal. There's quite a lot of seconds left in the period. But that is a devastating goal to concede for UCM. Probably about 30 seconds after the previous one they conceded. Came from the Sharks having the ball right in front of their own goal. The players flicked it over the sticks of two defending players and had free rein to fire a diagonal in for the other player to tap in. So, you know, it's kind of brutal in a way because it's a counter-attack tactically, but it's actually the class of the Sharks team showing against the tired legs of UCM. Maybe 2 periods was just the most that they could handle. It's not over, but it's going one way at the moment.
Yeah, UCM coming out looking a little bit, well, a little bit deflated. However, they've done the absolutely right thing. They've taken time. They've been going over things on the whiteboard.
Loud voice in defence, you probably hear from 17 Brumans.
Very. As Chris Holmes fires through a sea of bodies, and it's 6-2. And Great White Sharks are now just starting to do what everybody in the league, everybody in the country knows that they're capable of. Just wait, pick their moment, and then really pick the teams apart with their brilliant finishing goal.
We were impressed in the first 2 periods that it was a tight game, really well contested. We're now impressed by the quality on show. It's finally come out for Sharks in this game. Again, another ball straight across. In fact, Chris Holmes miscontrolled the first one, but he's done really well to slap the shot in and not fire it over the bar. It's a great goal again for Sharks. 6-2 up. UCM need to get their heads back up now. Don't concede for the next minute or two, because that gives you a little bit more hope going into the final 10 minutes of the period. Even though you're down, you still want to represent yourselves well, fight hard, give it everything you've got. This is your chance to make it to the final. They've done so far, but they've run out of energy a little bit, and Sharks have turned it on. So a little bit of the intrigue that we had at the start of the period has disappeared, but it's still a great game. We want to see these teams represent themselves really well now in this final part of the game.
Absolutely, and the thing for both sides is Dawkins, really well defended by Saletti, and Brandel Chung able to collect it, thought about sending it long, dropped it off instead. Thing to remember, both these teams, they've got another game yet to play. So for the Sharks, what do? They want to kill this game off as much as possible. How much has period 1 and period 2 in particular taken out of their legs, their emotion, all of it? UCM, they want to win this game, of course, but they've got a medal match to contest later, whichever one it is. So they'll want to finish this on a high to go into that game with confidence.
Yeah, they play this physical game, UCM. They don't want to wear themselves out.
Well, that's a really nice idea from Nibi. Not able to quite get onto it was Krasko. 1 goal this year, Krasko, 2 assists. How many assists from Nibi? Just 1 assist this year. Very much a goalie at all.
He has scored in this game, though.
Scored twice in this game. As that's into the hands and out of the hands of Brandel Cheng. As the Rivers sends the man flying, it was Melkis. Rasmus Dawkins screaming the instructions from the sidelines.
It's not an instruction I understood, but I understood the context, which was get on the goalie. You've got the goalkeeper's view.
Oh, that just sneaks ever so by. Really good recovery from Brandel Cheng. Again, so the discussion around Brandel Cheng is obviously he is, of the goalies, he's a smaller goalie. But his positioning's very, very strong. His hands are good. Look at how he stands, carries himself, just really working well with this team. Peltonen, good save. Really good positioning, strong save. He'll feel good for that.
Yeah, on the Sharks goalkeeper, yeah, he looks quite slight, but he's wandering around with this confidence that is unmatched, I think, by any other player.
And his positioning, his movement is very good, as that will stay in the rink. Good defensive pressure there from Robinson. Dumps it back. Aki Peltonen, the whole goal. He knows it was there for him. Snapped at it, sent it high over the rink.
Disappointing because he had so much space and time there. It was a great move again, making the most of the space on the wings.
Carlson chested it down. It's now Jeffrey in the corner battling away. They really need to get that rink sewn up. Saletti just dancing through bodies over the timeline. Sent it back. Latsinen. Good pressure there from Oscar Stulkins.
It's great having a player like Adam Saletti, holding you down at the back because he has so much confidence on the ball. You know he's going to wriggle out that little space that he's got in and give you a chance to move forward. It's great play.
10 to play in the contest for a spot in the final. Right now it's looking very much like being the Sharks to make it through, the Great White Sharks of London. Unbeaten in the league season. They've got a very healthy lead. UCM have been causing them problems though, and they're now starting to establish themselves again in this contest.
The gap between the UCM forwards and their defenders has increased significantly.
As Petr Perina forces another save from Gemza.
When you have such a gap between your team, you're not moving so much as a unit. It just invites things like this. A shot from distance has one chance, a free hit in the corner. Now they're going to have a great chance to get the ball across and try and score another tap-in. Except they took too long with the free hit.
Too long. Timed out, immediately turned back over. But Nils Melkis, I think, battle away. He does win it. Still drives up the ring. The big men battling in the corner. Still Melkis. Nobody quite wide enough for him. He's not happy with the physicality of Dones, but it's too bad for him as that's out of play. Last touch.
It's improved for UCM since they conceded their last goal. They have calmed down a bit. I think they were quite hyped up at the start of the period. They've conceded those goals. The game's gone a little bit for them in terms of the result. They still need to push on and try and do a good job for themselves, give themselves that confidence going into the next game, whichever game it is.
It's blocked. UCM. Happy to play it behind their own goal for the time being. Robinson really cutting off the angles, but it gets through to Melkis. Sharks stretching the rink, having players withdraw, having runners go to the corners. Saletti dances his way out of trouble once again, finds Robinson, great control from Robinson. Little 1-2 action with Peltonen, but a great save by Martin Gemza.
Oh, what a move. Adam Saletti is just... He produces that bit of magic. The pass actually wasn't great to Robinson, but he controlled it really nicely and he's created a chance for himself.
A really nice control from Robinson. Carlson. And that'll be at least 2 minutes. It is 2 minutes. Christoph Krumens.
He's come and sat next to us, but I think he needs to move over to the other bench.
Number 17.
So 2 minute penalty for
It's for a push.
Krumens.
A bit silly at this point of the game. You just sort of, you're down. He's pushed a lot in this game, to be fair, but a little bit too much frustration has come out there, and he's let his team down a little bit, given them another penalty to defend. They have successfully defended 2 penalties in this game.
Giannis Vilder's just having it confirmed to him that the penalty was for tripping, essentially. It was like illegal use of the foot.
Yeah, it's, you know, he's got himself embroiled in the other player, and yeah, just disappointing at this stage of the game, because they were trying to push forward. They're not completely out of it, but getting yourself a penalty for something as silly as that, not very helpful. They're going to have to defend as the box, as they are currently doing, which is great. The Sharks need to keep moving the ball around, tire the players out.
And that's exactly what they're doing. Really good ball movement. Not even really thinking about or looking at shooting right now. They want that perfect opportunity, as Jeffrey has it on his stick. Now Saletti. Back with Jeffrey, little 2-player action on that far side. Lassinen. Saletti. Oh, that's there! It's what they were searching for, probing for, and a really just rifle finish from Daniel Tvornovics.
Oh, that is perfect power play, you would say. Very patient, not looking to have a shot with every control of the ball, with every pass. It's more about working the space, making the opposition move, and then finding that one, you know, sort of very direct pass that's very incisive, and it's led to a reasonably easy finish in the end. I mean, great pass again from Adam Saletti. He's been very impressive as the leader, as one of the leaders at the back for the Sharks team.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. An injury, and we're going to get a timeout by the officials. So,
yeah, not sure exactly what happened. It looked like he just
too serious.
And at this stage as well, you know, they've got another game coming up today. Disappointing if he's actually going to be injured for that game, not able to play. That's another player down. They already had a reasonably small squad.
So 6.5 minutes left to play. 7 plays 2 with Great White Sharks in the lead, in the ascendancy. Bristol waiting in the final for whichever side makes it through. Cambridge waiting for the losing party in the bronze medal match. As Ferry Sporting of Adam Engström to just give UCM the ball back after that face-off. Max Jones. Oh, jinks his way through. And that's going to be 2 minutes. Erik Nygårds accused of sticking out his foot.
He doesn't agree. And I'd be in favour of the attacker on that one, which was a great dribble past him. He sort of won the penalty in that sense.
Yes.
But you know, our referees are well trusted. And it's another player down for UCM, so they're back to 4 once again. Their 4th penalty to defend off the game.
So again, more patient play from the Sharks. Aki Pelton, oh, he's dispossessed. Chris Prince, and he's down. Officials not interested in a call. Needs to do some defending. Stefan Marlin. Dispossessed by Boitmanis. Saletti. Really physical play. That's going to be 2 minutes. Called on Kristaps Krumins.
It's Krumins again. He's really angry because he thought he was unfairly tackled when he made his burst up the wing. He wasn't.
Thought fantastically officiated that, you know. He understands the situation. He knows that frustration is boiling over. He knows that that foul has come about because he didn't get a call. And instead of adding fuel to it, he's given what he feels is appropriate penalty, no further action with it, let him speak a little bit, and then said, right, sit down.
That's great management of the situation.
Absolutely.
And the game as a whole.
Good save, Martin Gemser. Levi Lattinen denied. 5-on-3 penalty. Stay in play. Saletti will collect. And also, let's not pretend, as Lattinen has it on his stick, sends it to the corner. Boronovic out wide. Let's not pretend like the Sharks don't have plenty of tricks up their sleeve. They are a difficult and at times deeply unpleasant team to play against. I mean that respectfully to the Sharks. Like, you know, they are so good, they are so wily and experienced, they get under your skin a little bit, especially Saletti. And again, that's part of sport, that's part of the game.
They wear you down.
Absolutely.
Because of the intensity of the game, it can be emotional for players.
Yeah.
In the sense that you have to rise to the occasion in that sense. The Sharks are really good at managing their own emotions while also playing with the emotions of the opposition. That is what strong teams do. It's taken them a while to manage that in this game.
And everybody around the league also, they know how UCM play as they get one of their 2 penalties back. And it'll be even strength as Levi Lattinen rifles one home, makes it 8-2.
Yeah, we've seen a few of those kind of goals in this game from Sharks now, in this period especially. Neat passing play, being patient, waiting for that opportunity to sweep that first time shot into a more open goal than the UCM defenders wanted it to be. Playing players down doesn't help because it just increases the space that the Sharks have to play with, and they have really punished them in this period.
Everybody knows that UCM, they're a physical team. They'll push boundaries and they use their size to their advantage. Now, if you're wily, you can work with that as an opposition. You're playing against the wiliest team in the league.
But the thing is, it was working for UCM in the first 2 periods. They were doing quite well to match up to the Sharks players. However, they were just expending a lot of energy in doing it. As they've run out of energy, they do go on an attack, it's become more difficult for them to stop the Sharks passing, and that has led to more goals.
As Dawkins tries to send one on, except the Rivas there doing some defending, quite wild defending it has to be said. Drop back to the Rivers, Adam through. We'll send that back to the Rivas once again, Peter Perina. Back stick, Dons, can't believe his shot didn't find the target. Chris Holmes, 3:17 to play. UCM making changes. And they're really expending a lot of energy, both these teams. And assuming 3 to play, assuming that there's no miracle for UCM, they're going to have to recover very quickly because their game is at 1:45. Shots on goal, good save, still loose. Doesn't go chasing for it. Aki Peltonen gathers behind his own net.
Yeah, at this point of the game, you're down by quite a few goals now. It doesn't seem quite surmountable. You just don't want to get injured, I think, at this point. You know, rattling the opposition players into the ring isn't going to help if you're going to have to play again in a couple of hours or less than that. So just finish the game out. You might nick another goal. Get into that bronze medal match in the best mental space as you can.
So it's a face-off in the corner. As you saw, the rink boards had fallen down, and very sportingly, in a game that had gotten a little bit aggy, Nibi just gave possession to the Sharks. Lattinen, Svornovics, back to Levi Lattinen, little two-player game. That's Jeffrey behind net. And they want them to keep the pressure on, keep recycling it, keep in the offensive zone. That will go all the way back to Saletti this time.
Great defensive play again on the ball from Adam Saletti. The turn on his feet is brilliant because he sidestepped the first challenge from the UCM player, who's then had to chase him and reach around to try and make the tackle, but it ends up not being legal. And so they all get a little bit of a rest.
Saletti and Krumins having a little bit more afters. Saletti was going about wanting the ball. Krumins took a shot after the whistle, which is never something defenders and goalies appreciate.
The referees have completely taken the sting out of the situation.
Right.
Talking directly to both players.
Absolutely. So
what it means is they don't carry hard feelings into the next phase of play.
In theory.
Sometimes you can get really wound up, but what the referee wants is for the next phase of play to still remain.
Nibi with the attempt, a very, very good save, Brandel Cheng, and then more physicality. And I tell you what, the players, the supporters at Rinkside are doing a great job keeping some semblance of structure here. I'm very grateful that they're over there, clanging and banging.
The team's making full use of the rink.
Krumins a little bit tamer than what he was hoping for. Saletti finds Jeffrey drops it back. That was so selfless. But the pass just behind the man. Saletti using the body. He's not afraid to mix it with Krumins. Point Manis. Oh, crossbar and down and out. Oh, the official was right on the spot. No goal. Martin's Boyd Mannix. See, that's what the sort of thing we're talking about. UCM. This game is probably gone, let's be real. But that would have helped them a lot heading into that third medal match with Cambridge.
Yeah, great fight. I mean, it's still going right until the end. Shot off the crossbar and bounced down behind the goalkeeper as well. Really unlucky. But good play again.
Melkis going for a mazy dribble, shot from deep. Now, who's going to retain possession? Wilders as Melkis, he's wanting a change. Saletti is still out there on what feels like a 25-minute shift for him. Now he'll retreat to the sidelines.
They're on the UCM team at this point.
Absolutely, that's a fine move from Dons. Engström gets it back. Gemza had it covered, it was wide nonetheless. Engström chips it in front. That's into the hands of Martin Gemza. To the final seconds of the game. That's wide from Engström. Vetterbrina to chase. Olsson. And that will do it. Into the final they go. The Great White Sharks of London have won it 8-2. Over the United Cities of the Midlands. Firstly, what a close encounter we had for the first 30.5 minutes. And then the Sharks just blew it open early to start the period. And after that, once they had a 2-goal lead, 3-goal lead, knew that they were going to be the team to advance, but UCM stayed battling, very physical encounter, but respectful enough as the two sides head to the centre of the ring as is customary.
Hold that back where you got it.
She has some nice words. Go ahead.
Yeah, it didn't quite go the way we expected. I don't think Sharks were in quite their sort of sharp form that they would have wanted to be in the first period, especially. UCM survived the penalty and then scored shortly afterwards to make it 1-1. And then in the second period, sort of similar story. UCM defending really nicely. Sharks not quite managing to land the passes the way they wanted them to go. Again, a UCM penalty survived. Sharks scored, but UCM equalised. And we're thinking, wow, what a game we've got on our hands. These teams are actually closer than we expected. UCM using all of their physicality to their benefit. But they just ran out of energy towards the end of the second period. Went into the third period 3-2 down, and the first goal sort of set the tone for this third period, where frustrations ran a little higher for UCM. Tired legs meant they got some penalties. Sharks, to their great credit, scored some fantastic goals, kept their patience throughout the game, which is really key. They obviously still have to play another game as well, which is the final. So they were wanting to be in decent physical condition going into that. So I think both teams can actually be very happy with how they played in this game for different reasons. And it was a great game to watch. Really pleased to have been here. And we have our bronze medal match and final sorted.
We absolutely do. We now know the fate of the finals. The bronze medal match coming up at 1:45 will be between Cambridge of the Midlands. Always a fun time when these two compete. And then the final, the national final, at 3:45 is going to be Bristol taking on the Great White Sharks. Can Bristol do? Many might think it's the impossible and topple the unbeaten, and for some, unbeatable Great White Sharks. We're going to find that out all this afternoon. We'll be back for our bronze medal match at 1:45. Make sure you're there with us. Thank you so much, Francis, for joining me on this broadcast. What a fantastic game. Oh, your players of the game. Ah, you thought I was
Players of the game.
Players of the game. One player per team.
For UCM, I think. For UCM, I think a lot of their time was spent defending. But I am actually going to give it to one of their attackers, who is Henrik Need. Time was spent defending. But I am actually going to give it to one of their attackers, who is Henrik Need, number 11. He scored a couple of goals, I think, in that game. He was the one who was driving them forwards when they managed to get the ball back. I think actually as a unit, driving them forwards when they managed to get the ball back. I think actually as a unit they were playing quite well. Goalkeeper made quite a few saves as well. But yeah, Henrik Niebe, I think, is the one who kept them in the game in that sense, as underdogs. The Sharks, meanwhile, I think we commented on him quite a few times in the game, but the composure shown from number 4 Adam Saletti was just absolutely fantastic at the back. He's that rock that you rely on as a forward, so that you can go and express your sort of precision passes and first-time shots and stuff, because you know that he's going to be keeping control of the game behind you. So I'm going to give it to Adam Saletti on that occasion. Again, some great performances all round. Really, really nice goals. Goalkeeper as well. Made some good saves at good times. So, yeah, good game all round.
Well, that is going to do it for us here in this one. Like we said, we've got the medal matches coming up. Join us for our bronze medal match at 1:45. From here, the Great White Sharks have done it. They win this one 8-2 over UCM.